Lil Wayne is a GOAT. If you have him in your top 5 of all time, most people, well, the people who have a brain, that is, wouldn't challenge that at all. You look at the game, it's hard to find a rapper more influential to this generation's crop of young hip-hop artists than Mr. Carter himself. But before we get into this video, I want to say I appreciate all of you guys that watch these videos. You guys give me the motivation to keep uploading and keep grinding, make this channel the best it could be, and for that, I thank you. Like the video and subscribe if you're new. Let's get into it. Most people like to forget what Lil Wayne has actually done for this game, so I'm gonna remind you. This is a guy who dropped the Carter 3, helped usher in a new era of mainstream dominance for this genre, selling over 1 million copies, something that is rarely heard of today, even by the biggest artists. We're not talking about in general, we're talking about first week, Lil Wayne sold 1 million copies. It's insane, especially at a time when rap and commercial music in general were both on a serious sales decline. Over the past decade, we've seen hip-hop split into so many subgenres that it's kind of pointless to even try to categorize most young rappers. It's really no point, throw categories out the window. However, whatever path they chose, most of them have something in common. You want to know what that is? In some way or another, they were influenced by Lil Wayne. If you're trying to look in history, Lil Wayne is kind of like Alexander the Great. He has kids all over the world in different time periods. Just so easy to see Lil Wayne's imprint on this game. In terms of actually rapping, in the style of it, Wayne's snarling, high-pitched, and taste for auto-tune can be heard in many of today's rap voices, including Young Thug, Future, Lil Uzi. In the wake of his rise to popularity, Wayne's way of rapping into a microphone in a nasally tone was often imitated by rappers trying to find their own wave. Lil Wayne started so many trends that almost any type of artist making modern hip-hop can draw some kind of inspiration from. The 39-year-old artist reinvented himself multiple times throughout his career, doing things that people and his peers might have thought was crazy at the time. Now they're seeing it several years later in an entirely different generation. That would blow my mind, and I know it probably blows his. I feel like one of the clearest examples of this is Wayne's very infamous tattoos that he has on his face. When Wayne was doing this wasn't at all the norm at the time. But don't listen to me, what do I know? Listen to 2 Chainz. 2 Chainz will have this to say about Wayne. Wayne's been tattooing his face for like 20 years now? I remember when people were looking at him like he was crazy. Now you almost don't look right without a tattoo on your face and you're a rapper. Look at the game now, it's true, most of these guys got face tattoos. You look at the Uzis and the NBA Youngboys of the world, and you start to figure out in one way or another, they were basically copying what Wayne was doing several years ago. Even guys that most people won't expect to be directly inspired by Wayne was inspired by him. Tyler the Creator, who doesn't remind me of Wayne in the slightest, at all. But he would have this to say: believe it or not, Wayne was a big influence on the way I rap on this album, Cherry Bomb. Special is a prime example. So guys who might not conventionally sound or look like Lil Wayne still gain inspiration from this guy. If that's not special, I don't know what is. Kendrick Lamar, who's arguably the most lyrical rapper currently doing it, had this to say about Wayne. He influenced a lot of styles and a lot of sounds. I would say I was influenced by a certain sound and flow and cadence that he brought to the game. It's one thing to have the way you do something be mirrored by the music industry for money or sales or whatever, but having your imprint over one of the greatest doing it right now in Kendrick Lamar is an accomplishment in itself. But no, Wayne hasn't just done this once. Not only is Lil Wayne arguably the most influential rapper of all time, he has an unmatched eye for talent in handpicking artists. I think you guys know where I'm going here. Drake, probably the most popular rapper in the world, a guy Lil Wayne had a huge hand in jumpstarting. Let's not sugarcoat it, shall we? There is no Drake without Lil Wayne. Simple. Drake would even say this: this man believed in me after so many never called again or just didn't see it to begin with. Most selfless artist ever. Never held any of us back, always pushed us forward every single night in people's faces. 20K packed into an arena, and he had a whole set of his show dedicated to introducing us for years. All praise and credit due to the GOAT. Nicki Minaj, another legendary artist Wayne pushed to the forefront in what is deemed this generation's queen of rap. She would call him the man who changed her life. Why would she say this? It's because she feels she owes a lot of her success to Lil Wayne, because he was the one that helped her by giving her a record deal. Wayne signed Minaj to his Young Money record label, making her the first female on the imprint. With Drake and Nicki Minaj, he had a direct impact in fostering the talent of the biggest male and female rapper of this generation. Who can do that and not be called the most influential? Lil Wayne has fostered a certain level of success his entire career, and that should be appreciated more. Flowers and all that. I don't think there will ever be another Lil Wayne, because it just can't be. A guy of this certain caliber doesn't happen too often, and really to understand his impact and true greatness, look at the people who came after him. These guys, while embellishing a little bit, are the clones of this man. If you got this far into the video, I appreciate you more than you'll ever know, and I'll see you in the next one.
When I first started out, I just wanted to be just as important as Lil Wayne, because I felt like nobody was ever going to be as big as Lil Wayne, like during like Lollipop times, and obviously like Carter 3 times, and you know, I just never seen rap be that. It just was it was like this bright flash bulb. Like I just never seen it look so massive and so big. And by the way, I don't think that anybody like ever in music from now and before and the future, I don't know if there'll ever be anybody that will work harder than that guy. So that was a big thing that I paid attention to as well. Was just like, he has the most insane work ethic. And I see like a lot of glimpses of that in like guys like Future, Thug. Like, yeah, but like, man, there was nothing like Wayne. Like I used to watch Wayne cut like 4 or 5 classics in a night, like joints that like would just go on to be like, it would be mind blowing. You know, he'd get 4 verses off, and then like 2 months later or 3 months later, those songs would come out. I'd be like, I can't believe this is like, you know, Make It Rain, or like, you know, like whatever.
Shout out Fat Joe.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I think initially my goal was just to be a protege that didn't flop. You know, I just wanted to be somebody that was like remotely as important as my mentor.